Imagine catching a ball. Someone throws it toward you. Before the ball even reaches your hands, your body is already moving. Your muscles adjust. Your hands position themselves. Your eyes track the movement. And somehow, your brain already knows where the ball will be. But here's the strange part. The brain doesn't wait for events to happen. It predicts them. Long before the ball arrives, your brain has already simulated its trajectory. This ability to anticipate the future is one of the most powerful functions of the human brain. In fact, modern neuroscience suggests something remarkable. The brain is not simply reacting to the world, it is constantly predicting it. But why would the brain operate this way? To understand this, we need to look at a fundamental challenge the brain faces. Information from the outside world takes time to reach the brain. Light must enter the eyes. Signals must travel through neurons. These signals must be processed and interpreted. All of this takes milliseconds. But in many situations, reacting after something happens would be too slow. Imagine trying to avoid a moving object or catch falling food without predicting where it will go. Reaction alone would not be fast enough. So the brain evolved a different strategy. Instead of waiting for events to occur, it predicts what will happen next. This concept is known in neuroscience as predictive processing. According to this theory, the brain constantly generates models of the world. These models attempt to predict incoming sensory information. In other words, the brain makes educated guesses about what it expects to see, hear, and experience. Then it compares those predictions with actual sensory input. But here's where it gets interesting. When the prediction matches reality, the brain can process information very efficiently. Less neural activity is required. Less energy is consumed. The brain simply confirms what it already expected. But when reality does not match the prediction, something important happens. The brain generates a prediction error. A prediction error signals that something unexpected has occurred. This error signal tells the brain that its internal model needs updating, and this leads to an unexpected effect. Prediction errors drive learning. Whenever the brain encounters something surprising, neural circuits begin adjusting. Connections between neurons are strengthened or weakened. The brain updates its internal model of the world. Over time, this process allows humans to become incredibly good at predicting patterns in the environment. But the brain does something even more fascinating. Prediction does not only apply to physical events, it also applies to social situations. When you talk to someone, your brain predicts how they might respond. When you enter a familiar place, your brain predicts what you will see. When you hear the beginning of a sentence, your brain often predicts the words that will follow. These predictions allow the brain to process information faster and more efficiently. But this system also explains something curious about human perception. Sometimes the brain's predictions are so strong that they influence what we think we see or hear. For example, if you expect a certain word in a sentence, you may briefly believe you heard it even if the sound was slightly different. Your brain is constantly balancing prediction and reality, and when predictions are accurate, the world feels stable and familiar. But when predictions fail, attention suddenly increases. Something new has appeared. Something unexpected. The brain must investigate. From an evolutionary perspective, this system is extremely powerful. Prediction allows the brain to conserve energy, respond quickly, and adapt to new situations. It allows humans to move smoothly through complex environments. But it also means that the brain is always constructing a model of the world. It is continuously asking, what is most likely to happen next? Once you understand this, something fascinating becomes clear. The brain is not just observing reality. It is actively anticipating reality. Your perception of the world is partly shaped by what the brain expects to happen. By the way, if you're interested in understanding how the human brain and body actually work, this channel explores the science behind those systems. Many everyday experiences become much clearer when we examine the biological mechanisms behind them. And the brain's prediction system is one of the most important. It allows humans to learn, adapt, and move through the world with incredible efficiency. Vera Human explains the science behind how the human system works. Subscribe if you're curious about the biology of being human.